afternoon, minions.
Milks is here.
And so is MoNaCo.
We are present and accounted for
Are you?
video 7. Are you really here or are you bumping?
Can you hear me now?
Page 19, we need to talk about a neutralization reaction. What do you think the pH is going to be?
Neutral?
Oh, good God.
He's got it.
Ha ha ha. What is a neutralization reaction and how do I...
Recognize it. The recognize part's really important.
Yeah, we're going to see this. And you're going to see that it always has a...
Acid and a base.
That's right.
Right. So when an acid makes contact with a base, a neutralization reaction will occur. We always make a salt and H2. Oh yeah.
There you go. And I put quotes around the salt because that's a generic word for any ionic solid.
Correct.
Okay. And of course the pH will go to 7, which is
Neutral.
neutral. Okay. So let's
A
do an example.
hydronium ion concentration of 1.0 times 10 to the negative 7 moles per liter.
Thank you.
Write that in the margin if you got it.
Oh boy. All right, so listen, a quick example of how we write and balance one of these bad boys, right? If I take an acid, HCl,
Oh yeah.
I'm going to combine it with a very common base, sodium hydroxide.
Let me try and name the HCl because you named the base.
Okay.
Hydrogen, chlorine, hydrochloric acid.
Got it.
Got it.
It's the only one with the hydro in front of it, too, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It is. Okay, and now I'm going to I take the Na
Uh-huh.
and the Cl. Now, we know this is table salt, but it is
A type
also
of salt.
correct.
Yep.
And
Here's where we get the water part.
I take the OH from the base and the H from the acid.
Yep. Making HOH, which I could simplify that formula into
H2O.
H2O. Yeah.
There you go.
So that's how you get a neutralization.
That really is it.
That's it.
So let's do some.
So let's go. You want to narrate? All right. We'll switch off after number 2.
Okay, cool, perfect. Perfect. So first things first, when we do these, what I want you to do to make your life easy, can you circle the H and circle the OH? Because that's what's going to make my water. Can you want to go ahead and write that in there? There's my water. And now it's real easy to see what my salt is going to be. I'm going to have a K and a Br. And should I write the K or the Br first, Mr. MoNaCo?
You should always write the positively charged ion first, or the metal first, which is the K, potassium.
There you go.
Oh
There
yeah.
you go. So second one, let's circle our H and our OH right off the bat because this makes it pop out for us so we can see it.
Another thing too is if you're having trouble figuring out which one's the acid and the base, go check out table, K and L.
Yeah,
It'll tell you which one's the acid, which one's the base, just by playing the matching game.
it will.
So
And-
NaOH.
I'm going to give Mr. MoNaCo some advice here. Wouldn't it be easier to lose the outside H than the inside H?
Outside H and inside H.
Right? See how there's C2H3O2?
Oh, that's what
You
you
don't
mean.
necessarily want to take that inside H. It's
No.
easier to take the
You
outside
don't.
H.
And if you look at the reference table KL or something like that, the bases and the acids, there's an H always at the beginning hanging out there for you to identify with.
that it's an acid.
Internal H's aren't acidic. They don't deprotonate. They don't fall off the chain.
Good word. All right, so we got H and OH circled. That's going to together make us a H2O.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. And now I can easily recognize the salt I'm going to make. I got an Na and this other big bag beast,
Acetate ion.
acetate ion. C2H3O2.
There's 2 ways to write that this year: CH3COOH or C2H3O2. It's the same thing.
Right, it is. Now, on that big bad test, that coup, I like to call it, because of that COOH, they love to throw it in there because it ends in OH, and they want to trick you into you thinking that it's a
It's
base.
basically them being mean. So my turn to narrate.
Oh,
Mr. Milks gets to write. You got number 3, KOH. If you looked it up, you'd find out the name is potassium hydroxide, and it's a base. And then you were combining that with H3PO4, which I believe is on the table as phosphoric acid, but he's making water first. So he's going to get 3 H2Os. Why 3, Mr. Milks?
because there's 3 H's.
And there should be 3 KOHs too. That's, yeah, there we go. So you make 3 waters. And then he's got to make his salt. K and PO4, potassium phosphate. which is a salt, even though it's not the type of salt we want to put on our food. It would probably hurt you.
Oh, probably.
Next, last one here, we got 2HNO3. So that H is sandwiched between the mole coefficient and the compound's negative ion, and the OH there is at the end. So we H and OH, we got two H's and two H's, OH, so we got two H2Os, two water molecules, and CaNO3, so calcium nitrate, another salt, but not one that you necessarily want to eat. Yeah, that's it,
right?
For neutralizations. Really, I mean,
that simple.
water and salt. It looks a lot like a double replacement reaction.
Because it is.
It is. It is. It's also kind of a synthesis because you're making water, so
Yeah, synthesis is two things coming together to make one.
Right.
Here's two things, I'm making two things, so,
Right.
you know.
You know what we call this? It's not a synthesis reaction, and it's not a double replacement reaction.
Because it's a neutralization reaction.
Thank you. That's why. Because it's not either one of those. It's something else.
But it really is
itself.
kind of a double replacement in a way, because I'm taking the positive of the one and the negative of the other, and I'm taking the negative of the one and hooking up with the positive of the other.
That's why it looks real familiar. We had a few students actually try this practice without even having this video posted. So
seriously,
kudos, kids. Awesome. Thanks.
Yeah.
That's it. Know to recognize neutralization reaction and be able to predict the products.
And that's what we did. We were able to tell you what the salt was going to be.
Right. And if we could go the next layer and say, hey, is this salt soluble or not?
We really could.
Because you have the skills and the referencing to do that. But that's it for this video. 2 more to go.